Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make easy English muffin that is super delicious. Once you make it, you will continuously make it and share with your family and friends. Without any delay, let me show you how that is done. I'm going to show you how to make a very simple dough. The first, you need to have a big bowl. In a big bowl, you will need to have 300 grams of flour or 2¼ cup of flour. You can use the all-purpose flour or bread flour. Today, I am using bread flour. After flour, you need to have 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 packet of instant yeast or quick-acting yeast. On the other side, I'm putting 1 teaspoon of salt. And this is our dry ingredient. It's very easy recipe. You mix it very well. And next thing, what we need to prepare is our wet ingredient. This is 3/4 cup of milk, and then I am using almond milk, but you can use any kind of milk, full milk, regular milk, or oat milk, whichever milk you prefer. And in the milk, I'm gonna put 1 egg lightly beaten, 1 tablespoon of butter. It's not fully melted, but room temperature. You mix it very well. You pour into the dry ingredient. Next thing is you just need to stir it, to mix it until you don't see any raw flour. That time then we're gonna actually knead the dough for 5-10 minutes until that become very smooth and elastic. Okay, it seems like it's almost forming a rough dough. As you can see, it's still kind of sticky. So you will need to have some extra flour to dust on the whatever surface you are kneading your dough. We're gonna reuse this bowl later on when we actually leave the dough in a room temperature for at least 1 hour to rise fully. So you knead it for approximately 5-10 minutes. Okay, it has been almost 5 minutes. I think our dough is coming together. Now, how do you know your dough is ready? So as you can see, you don't see any residual flour or the raw flour. And then when you touch it, it springs back, and then it is still soft and malleable, but it's not sticky. So dough is ready. So what you need to do next is I'm going to use the olive oil. You'll oil your bowl. Let me move the dough properly. My hands are clean. Put your dough here. Make sure that that's all coated. When your dough is ready, is in the bowl, what you can do is you can use the kitchen towel to cover it, or you can just simply use lid to cover it all and leave it in a room temperature at least 1 hour. The dough has been rested for at least 1 hour, actually 1 hour and 30 minutes. And it seems like it's double in volume and smell very yeasty. It's well rised. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna roll it out and then cut it in a English muffin size. And after that, let that rise one more time, second rise, for 30 minutes. I'm only using flour, but you will see a lot of recipe asking for flour and cornmeal or semolina flour. I just don't like the grittiness of the semolina or cornmeal, so I'm gonna just use flour, and then that is perfectly fine. Sprinkle flour, making sure that that's not gonna stick to the bottom. Doesn't matter which side is up. You use a rolling pin to just lightly roll it. The thickness of that should be probably a little bit less than 1 inch because it's gonna rise more in a second rise. I usually use my finger, index finger, in a first knuckle. That's gonna be height I'm looking for that. Now I'm using just a simple cookie cutter. Any kind of round shaped cookie cutter is gonna work. I like to have a smaller size, so I'm gonna actually use the smaller size cookie cutter, which is just size of my palm. And you just push it to cut it. Because my cutter is small, I'm gonna probably make 8 or 9. But if you're using a little bit bigger cutter, you will have probably less than that, like 7. Look at that, how cute that is. Now I also prepared the pan with some baking mat, but I'm not gonna bake it in here, and then put some flour in there so it's not gonna stick. If that doesn't cut, you just push it down and just jiggle it. That's gonna do the trick. The rest of the dough, you clump it in to knead lightly. Roll it one more time. It's gonna be a little bit tighter, and then resist you to roll it flat because you already handled it, and then dough is a little bit less relaxed, but it's okay. It's gonna rise perfectly fine. It's spring back, so I'm gonna probably put it a little bit flat. And I think that I'm gonna have one giant one. That's gonna be my big one. Okay, seems like I'm gonna have 11 of them. I'm gonna cover it and let them rest for another 30 minutes. My dough has rested for at least 30 minutes. I am heating up my pan in a very low heat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna griddle the muffin in each side approximately 5 to 6 minutes. Just carefully grab it and put it in your pan. I'm gonna set a timer in 4 minutes. It's been 3 minutes. I'm gonna check it to making sure it's cooking but not burning. Yes, it is finally getting some color. I'm gonna let it rest for 1 more minute. It's been 4 minutes. I'm gonna flip it gently. It has some color in the bottom, and I will let that cook for maybe 3 more minutes. Just want to make sure that I don't burn it. It's been 3 minutes. I'm gonna take it out, and you repeat the process with the rest of the dough. I have waited 5 minutes. It's time for us to do some tasting. I'm gonna have 1 English muffin with my homemade 3-berry marmalade I made earlier, and some vegan butter. How it smells amazing. It smells like actually bakery. You see that? How flaky that is and moist. And I'm gonna taste it. I'm very happy with how it turns out. I hope that you will try making it, and then let me know how it goes in your comment section below. I love to hear from you, and then also provide some feedback, and then answer any kind of question you might have. And until next time, happy baking and cooking. Bye!